Hi, my name is Nate, and today is October 23rd. It's like 1 o'clock right now. Um, I apologize for not uploading. That's my fault. Um, there's no reason. I was just lazy to do it. I also didn't really know what to talk about. Today I kind of have an idea. I'm not, I'm gonna try to make it fast because sometimes the videos cut out and I end up not having storage when I bought storage. So if it cuts off randomly, I apologize. Um, I don't plan to upload every day, like I said. Um, Maybe once, maybe twice a week I'll try. Um, Depends if I can think of something or find something that just like interests me and I would like to talk about. I also want to get will address that my audio quality is bad. I know. I put my phone on a stand and the little microphones at the bottom of my phone are being covered. So I'm trying to look into buying microphones, like the TikTok ones. I just clip like right here or I just hold it, whatever. Um, and I'll probably do that. Um, yeah. And I wanted to talk about a quote I saw. I had seen it for like a couple of years, or I'd known about it for a couple of years. I think it's said by the Japanese. They're Asian. That's all I know. Um, it's they say I think the Japanese. Yeah, they say you have three faces, and the first one is the face you show to the public, a face you show to your family and friends, and the third is a face that you show nobody. Uh, the face when you are all alone, and nobody sees and nobody even knows about, and then that is the face that is the truest representation of who you are as a human being, of who you are as a person. And I think that honestly is true because I have seen people act out in many different ways in public with friends. I think it's uh yeah, I think it's very accurate and a little bit scary. Not in a sense like I'm like scared myself by how very accurate that is. Like for someone to like think about that of saying, yeah, I change my face every time and I'm going to address this. Like I think that by itself takes a lot of courage to, you know, to address that, saying you show three different faces of yourself. Like 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 that's a big thing to admit, I think. And I think that's you know, a little bit like breathtaking, you know. So yeah, that quote has always stuck to me. And so I kind of just want to talk about, I guess, not how like Hawaii. I don't want to go into too deep about how I am as a person, but I guess like little Cliff Notes version, I guess, or highlights of how I can relate to that. Like when I show myself in public, if I'm by myself, I'm very like reserved. I don't like to. I don't really like to bring attention to myself. Like if I'm out running errands, getting something for myself, getting food, shopping, grocery shopping, any of that. I don't like to bring attention to myself. I like to just stay to myself, stay reserved. Um, Especially if I'm doing grocery shopping, I'm just gonna go in there for like well, whatever it is I'm going, and that's it. Then just leave and go home or whatever it is I'm doing. Um, so I guess I'd say my public face is more reserved. I guess I like to see it as mysterious. Um, so I guess yeah, that's my public face. My face around family and friends. Growing up, it was a little bit different. Um, I um, I was a little bit different around my family, my friends. But now I'm about the same. Just to quickly dive into that. I was very quiet around my family. For no reason really. I just chose to be quiet. Um, So that was that. Yeah, I was very quiet with my family, reserved. I talked to them, but like I said, I was just to myself. And with my friends, I was very, I wouldn't say I'm like the loudest one, but I am, I don't really know how to explain it, but like I definitely didn't want to be, and I don't plan to be an attention seeker. I think that's just, no. That definitely was not me. It never has been, it never will be me. With my friends, I was very, I would be loud sometimes, just messing around, really getting out of my, I guess, my comfort zone, or like my box of what I think was expected of me. Hold on. Like I was, I would I would mess around a lot with my friends, just talking, messing around, calling them names, just talking, and I guess that's how I was. And then sometimes I would just be quiet, like as in like not really say or do much. Yeah, so there's times I just like wouldn't really want to talk as much, and then I would just become reserved to myself. And then, but like none of my friends ever questioned like, why are you like really quiet today? None of my friends really questioned it, because I would sometimes mix both, like how I'm just a little quiet, and then just like days where I'm just like really talkative. And then I feel like that's a bit of everyone as well. There are some days where you just, nothing bad happened, you just don't want to talk today, or maybe something did happen in the morning, and you just don't want to talk today. Obviously, you kind of don't really address it, because then that's your stuff, and you want to feel, or that's how I viewed it. I didn't really address if something happened, if I had a bad start to my day. I never really addressed it. I wouldn't really tell anyone. Honestly, I didn't really have a lot of bad days to start off with, or starting out with a bad day, or a bad morning, I guess. A handful, I would say, honestly. But I'm going a little bit off topic. So with my friends and family, now I'm trying to be a bit more talkative, sharing my thoughts, my interests, how I am as past experiences, and then the face that you are when you are alone. That I don't really want to say too much about myself, because then again, that's a little bit more of my business and personal experiences of what has happened in my life. But I would say I'm very by myself. I think a lot. I think a lot, just about a bit of anything. Arguments, discussions, topics, quotes, things I want to do, things that I've said, things that I have done. But mainly what goes on in my head is when I think about when I'm alone is like past arguments that I have been in. Just things I could have said better. I could have worded things better. I could have, you know. Yeah, I think a lot about what if scenarios. Just to think about like, oh, what if I like did this instead? But then I try my best to, sorry, I'm barely making food. No, I did not wake up late. I just started my day late, which may sound like I woke up late, but no, I did not wake up late. I hope I'm making sense. I really hope I am, because I don't want to seem like I'm not making any type of sense whatsoever. Yeah, so when I'm by myself, I just think a lot about like past arguments or discussions I've been in. Like I said, things I could have done better, things I could have said better. Mainly things I could have said better. And, you know, just thinking different outcomes of what could have happened if I, said things differently. And then again, I think that's a bit of that didn't happen. I think that's a bit of everyone. I think everyone tends to think just a little bit about, things they could have said differently, situations they could have acted differently in. But I think about that a bit too much. So I would say personally that's just how a little like brief rundown of my version of, well, not my version, I guess, yeah, my version of the three faces. And I think that's all. Like I said, I don't have a lot of storage, or I deleted a lot of videos, so I hope it doesn't cut out. But I think that's it for today. Again, today is October 23rd, 1:30, I think. And I hope you all have a great day. And I won't upload tomorrow, maybe like next week or something. Like I said, once or twice a week I'll try. And if you have any more topics I would like to hear, if you would like to hear me talk about just my personal thoughts, obviously I'm open to anything really. And if you enjoy it, please subscribe. Like I said, this is a digital diary. I don't really expect it to be. It would be awesome if it does become, for some reason, it just takes off. But I'm not expecting it to. But yeah, have a good one, everyone.